McClendon.
Well, water is essential in most everything we do, yet much of the world struggles to find clean, safe drinking water supplies. Take, for instance, India. In this rapidly developing country, 70% of hospitalizations can be traced back to dirty drinking water. In just 1 year, India spends more treating diarrhea associated with unclean water supplies than the total gross domestic product of half of the countries in the world. It's a global issue and one that brought people from several countries to the University of Oklahoma to look at some innovative ways to bring clean water to our thirsty planet. And our Lisa Hines was there.
That's right, Rob. Every 2 years, the University of Oklahoma's Water Center puts on the International Water Conference to help educate people from all over the world on how to have a safe, clean water supply.
Most of us take fresh drinking water for granted, but for these people, it's cause for celebration. Pure, unadulterated joy for something so seemingly simple as clean drinking water.
We just crossed 7 billion people in the world. It turns out there's 1 billion people in the world that don't have access to safe drinking water.
David Sabatini is the director of OU's Water Center and says unsafe drinking water mainly affects children.
A child every 15 seconds dies because the only water they have access to causes them to get sick and die.
Just one of the reasons OU puts on the International Water Conference, to help solve the problem. And according to Bob Narn, Associate Director of the Water Center, it takes many people.
Well, the conference this year, our theme was Synergy at the Interface. The idea was bringing together these many different folks from not only different countries, but from different disciplines. Not only the engineers and scientists, but the social scientists and the business people to try and find solutions to make sure these folks have clean water and adequate sanitation.
One group that may have a solution to the problem is the Oklahoma-based foundation, Water4. Chris Kottner is the executive director of the nonprofit and says they're a water pump company that does more than just drill for water.
I think when we first started, we thought we were a drilling organization. When we began to work on a pump, which is, we think, pretty revolutionary, we thought we were a pump company. And over the past year, as we've really focused in on our partners and what they're doing, we've realized that we're a change agent who happens to be working in the water sector.
Running with 2 people or just one?
Yeah, no, you do it. Yeah, y'all pass the handles kind of together. There you go.
Helping people to drill for water using available resources found throughout the developing world.
It is not automated. It is all by hand. And so actually the design restrictions are, can you do it in country? And can you do it without gasoline or electricity? So all of our tools are designed to be used within those parameters.
It is entirely by hand, and it's not quite as hard as you might think, though. And even the manual labor that I have to exert, that could be a little bit more than we're used to doing on a day-to-day basis, is so worth it for the end result. To be able to have a well that's going to produce clean water for generations to come is worth a little bit of sweat equity for the week it might take to do it.
Hard work for sure, but affordable for all. Caleb Holsey is with Water4.
It costs about 1/10 the cost of most of the other hand pumps in the world. It's also easy to repair at a local level. A lot of the problem with some of the hand pumps that you find all over the world is when they break, nobody knows how to fix them, or no one has the available parts to do that, or the expertise. So a broken pump, but a functioning well winds up going without being used. Whereas our pump is designed to be easily replaceable, easily repairable, so that you don't have that problem, because things will wear out, things will break, and when they do, we want to be able to continue to use that good water source.
Making the pump both affordable and sustainable. Jessie Lay is an OSU engineering student and says she's seen firsthand how important that is.
It was heartbreaking in some ways, but I did witness that in Sierra Leone, the fact that, some of the people were so used to having foreign aid come in, they didn't want to do the work themselves. They expected it all to be done by us, and for us to provide money for everything, when really we're trying to teach them that, no, you have to be self-supporting.
Well, this is revolutionary, really. we're able to go in and really work on a problem that affects so many people in the world, and that's having clean water. But even more than that, what Water 4 is trying to do is set up nationals and empower local people to be able to do what we do. In other words, we're not so interested in going in and doing it for them, but rather to go in and train them and let them replicate it and carry it forward.
Finding clean water and saving lives, one pump at a time.
And everything connecting between this point and this point is all PVC. So it's very
easy to replace.
Easy to replace, it's very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Now, Caleb tells me that Water 4 hopes their pump will solve the need for fresh water and put their company out of business.
And you know, Lisa, finding access to fresh, clean water is not only an issue and a challenge in the developing world, but also in newly industrialized countries like India.
That's right, Rob. The number of people in India that don't have access to clean, fresh drinking water is about twice as large as the entire population of the U.S.
And you know, while that certainly is a sobering number, what I will take away from your story is that very first shot when those people were so happy. What'd you call it?
Unadulterated joy.
That when they got water for the first time. Thank you so much. Nice story. Now, OSU engineering students are also working abroad, helping design and install a water filtration system that can be built on site.
We've been involved for the last 3 years in a small village in Honduras, Seis de Mayo, Honduras, where they've got real problems with the quality of their drinking water. And so we have come up with a method to help them. It doesn't solve all their problems, but it allows them, each household, to do purification of the water that they can get. And our students came up with an innovative and unique method of constructing these water filters.
Paul Weckler is the group's advisor and says the filtration system is designed by the students to use local materials to use in the remotest of areas.
They came up with a real unique design and implemented it, and we went over spring break last year and built 9 biosand filters and delivered them to 9 different families.
And plans are to not only expand this project throughout the village in Honduras, but also to implement a similar one in the country of Sierra Leone, Africa.
You're watching Oklahoma Horizon, featuring some of the good things that are happening in the great state of Oklahoma.